Yesterday you have given stage presentation and you presented the work done so far because it was almost like a midway milestone for our project. Okay, so we decided to start today's session with some discussion about what is difference in idea and concept. So can you talk about what is one keyword or one sentence? What is idea and what is concept?
Concept can be said, concept is basically the core of the design, and concept can arise from abstract thoughts, but ideas are what which can support our concept to take design further. Ideas are the result of more of brainstorming, and concept arises from your intention or your abstract idea.
Okay. So Nirmal?
So I think ideas are thoughts, like your thoughts, and concept is like a combination of ideas, different ideas. So
I think concepts are more detailed and to the point related to your brief, and ideas are more vague. You let your mind free, and whatever comes to your mind, you just make.
Sir, I think ideas are rough notations which we want to or like to do, which requires fine-tuning process. I think this concept is something the final stage of the fine-tuning process. So it is an outcome of fine-tuning the ideas.
I feel ideas can be smaller parts of a bigger concept. So,
I feel concepts are manifested ideas, and idea can be a thought or a set of thoughts.
Sir, I think ideas are like the inspirations that we get from different things. So the key things that we take out from those are ideas. And concepts are how we put those ideas together or those inspirations together and make your own thing out of it.
So I think concept is the ultimate goal where we want to go to, and ideas are the small elements which feed into that goal.
Ideas need not be workable, like they're just putting our thoughts out there, but a concept has to be feasible in the way how it's going to be made and all of that. So feasibility is a huge thing. Yeah.
So what I think is idea is the very initial thought that we begin with, and concept is a more consolidated form of the initial idea that we began with. Like it involves the working and all of that. The idea need not involve all of that, whereas the concept involves all the working and stuff.
Sir, I believe that idea is something which just maybe a random thought that keeps coming into your mind. It's like a more of a mental picture, but concept is detailing of that mental picture and trying to make it more a workable thing.
I think ideas are inspirations and thoughts, and they are in a very abstract sense. But when we try to conceptualize those ideas, so conceptualize meaning when we want to make it more solid, so we take a lot of things in consideration, and those ideas get into a more formal manner. Then that becomes a concept.
Yeah, almost the most important points are emerging, okay? The concepts are maybe combination of ideas. They are doable, means manufacturable, some dimensions are there, some material consideration is there, some user relation is there. Okay? So a classic example is, again I have picked up Anushri's thing, the initial sketches. Okay? The hummingbird. She has drawn a sketch of a hummingbird. This is inspirational thing. Right? Or chameleon, change of colors. Just a thought converted into a sketch. I agree? Apurva's thing. Are they complete developed concepts? This is still, I will say, initial concept. Okay? Lot of things are still missing in this concept. But they are coming to more concrete shape. You agree? The concept will have details about the material, the method of construction, some basic dimension, okay? And particularly there is a user in both the areas, okay, the push toy or a ride-on toy. How user is going to interact with the toy. That consideration makes the complete concept. Agree with? Some of the students presented their ideas as a concept, or they were presenting ideation. Actually, yesterday's stage presentation was for the concept. Okay? Concepts selection is also very, very important thing. Another aspect of the biomimicry, this whole thing was supposed to be inspired from nature. Okay? So there is a hummingbird as an inspiration. But what is so special? What is that movement of a hummingbird or chameleon or a fish or a hen? Have you really studied that in detail? And when we are saying biomimicry or biomimetic, it's not copying nature. It's getting inspiration from nature and making your device more interesting, more funny, more captivating for the kids. Because our area of work, our users are kids. Okay? Have you really looked at the hen or a chameleon? What is so interesting? Which are the different facets of chameleon interesting? Color changing is one. What is other? Okay? If you are a cartoonist, or how you will really accentuate that motion? Okay? If you try to just capture the walking of a chameleon, it's not very captivating action. Okay? But maybe you have to exaggerate that. Okay, look at the all cartoons, the Disney World approach. Tom and Jerry. They are not just mouse and, right? Something is made funny out of that character, the mouse. The Tom and Jerry are the characters, not the just replica of a rat, right? And then there is a story, and that whole story becomes very interesting. If you are getting inspiration from chameleon or a turtle or a camel or whatever, or a fish, how you can convert that into something interesting? What can be the story developed on a fish? Caterpillar and your inchworm. Many of you were, okay, I gave you two particular toys. Both are wonderful, but you have not studied them together. What is so uniqueness of caterpillar and inchworm? Their mechanism is almost similar, but still they are different. What is that difference in? Individually you are looking at the different toys, and when we are talking about developing concept based on the biomimicry, again I am repeatedly saying, it is not the copying of nature. Okay? Maybe you feel that the hummingbird has something, and can I get inspiration from hummingbird wings and caterpillar motion and combine that together to create the fantasy? Because we are creating fantasy out of this, right? We are not replicating hummingbird. Can I create fantasy by joining two things together? Possible. Because I am getting inspiration. Now, inspiration can be 20% inspiration from hummingbird, 80% from this, and another 10% from fish, and I will combine that together to create a funny, interesting, fantastic motion or expression. It's an experience. Na? The toy or a ride-on device is an experience. That is missing still. User aspect is again totally neglected by both the groups. User interaction with the toy is very, very important. In some of the ideas or the sketches, Archana has put the user, but again like a outline of the user, not really interaction. And how to bring in this amazing, captivating, fantastic, innovative design is the challenge. So incremental changes are not going to bring in something which can be called as my design. It will be small improvement on the inchworm or the caterpillar. But this one, Namita was very proud of that. Yes, she designed the Chinti. Because it is not just another this thing add-on on the inchworm. The same mechanism is similar, but there is a character now, there is a color scheme, there is a motion and interesting motion. And you have to design it in such a way that it is manufacturable, not one-off. Okay, maybe you are expert in model making and you will make it for this our PD2 submission. We are not designing it for PD2 as a submission. Your design is manufacturable. So all those details, no, I said the bill of material, the assembly, and those are to be worked out. Variation to create a cartoon character, you require the work. Many alternatives are to be prepared. Again, I am going back to the definition, okay? I showed this in my earlier lecture to bring out the difference in creativity and innovation. Creativity is an ideation level, okay? Creativity, the process which is happening inside the brain, you get the inspiration that, okay, I will base my toy on the lizard or this or that. That is idea. So you are using right brain to imagine that the lizard becomes a toy. Innovation, the most important thing is selecting idea. Okay? Creativity should lead into a divergent thinking where the brainstorming and all those morphological analysis or different methods you can use to create multiple number of ideas. Innovation is like a convergent process where you are selecting ideas, you are developing it further. Developing means maybe I will combine as I was talking, hummingbird and a fish. I can combine these two inspirations so that it will bring in the fantasy, so that it will become really joyful and interesting to look at. And that commercialization, of course, for commercialization you must have the business plan and the strategy and market plan and all that. Okay? But our design phase at least should result into developing a product, having reasonably good detailed out plan for manufacture, and you should actually test it also with the user. Okay? He is my favorite author. Either buy this book or find out PDF or whatever. Okay, one chapter, and what I liked about in every chapter, he is using the different product. Okay, or the projects. So concept generation. Again, I am going back a little bit. One of the project Ulrich had discussed is the simple kitchen tool, a peeler. So, which are the products available in the market? These are the products available. Okay, you can go to market, you can do net search and collect all those products. Now, when you are interviewing, these are the words, or this is how your customer or user is going to state his experience with the peeler. Carrots and potatoes are very different. I cut myself with this one. Means it's not really friendly with my fingers. I am left-handed. All these things, statements, but these statements are to be rewritten. Otherwise, this is not the carrots and potatoes, how it is going to, they are different, how this statement is going to be useful for a design process. It is to be restated. Even in brainstorming, I said, important step is restating the problem. And that restatement is very important. The peeler peels a variety of vegetables. Isn't it? So, peeler must peel variety of vegetables. If that is my statement, then for brainstorming I can say, in how many ways I can peel different vegetables. It should be used by lefty as well as righty. Right? Both-handed, because there are people who are lefty. So the grip should be such that it allows the left-handed as well as right-handed, ambidextrously designed. It must save time. It must reduce wastage. If I am peeling cucumber and my peeler is removing almost like a 3 mm thickness of the skin, there is a lot of wastage. You should just remove the minimal material, because that peeling, the peels are wastage, right? But it should peel that. It should not result that the potato or cucumber I have to repeatedly do so that the skin is removed. It should be safe. It should be rust free. It should remain sharp. All those. So, if I make these statements about the peeler, then I can say in how many ways I can make it to remain sharp for a longer time. So maybe it is related to material selection or process selection or hardening and annealing and all those things, right? Now selection process is most important. How to select a concept? Now you have 1, 2, 3, 4 concepts. And they are to be selected. They can't be done by your own choice, personal choice. Okay, I like the ant, so I will, okay, or this form, I feel it is going to be good, people will love. No, that's not the right way to select the concept. I think that selection is most important aspect in the design development process. Okay, and there is a method or a structure or a process to be followed for selection. And Ulrich has come out with he is referring to PUG method, okay. And this concept of selection, it's not just for selecting, it can lead to a combination and improve. Select the base concept which may have more than one. Okay, it's not the one final selection. Maybe I have developed 10. I will select 3, 4 and 8 are my best one. I am selecting the best one, not the one concept. And you have to really reflect on and continuously improve your concept. So Stuart Pugh has developed very interesting method of ranking your concept with respect to what different features of the concept. Okay? Concepts are 1, 2, 3, 4. But from your point of view, for your device, there are some characteristics must have and may have. We have discussed about these features. Okay? So, in this he is saying ease of handling, the pillar, ease of use, ease of manufacturing, ease of, right? This becomes your features, or in your product brief you have written down now what is a must for your product. That product brief helps you to develop as well as helps you to select the concept. Okay, so on one axis I am putting concept 1, 2, 3, 4 or A, B, C, D. On another axis I am putting the features with which I am evaluating the concept. Okay, now this one is saying that reference concept. Maybe I have one product, I am calling it as my competitor's product or my reference product, or reference idea or reference concept. Okay, now what he has done, he is rating it 3. Okay, exactly similar to reference, plus it is better than the reference, or worse or bad than the reference. And then he is giving marks or giving the signs plus, minus and 0. Then you have to total it, how many plus are there, how many minuses are there, and they are same or equal to the, okay? And then rank them. This ranking is going to help you to select 1 or 2 or 3 concepts. Further, in the previous example, it is like all weightage, the weightage for all those features is same. It need not be, no? Maybe you are designing a toy or you are designing a device. Okay? So interaction of the user becomes more important, most important in your case than their case. Okay? The ease of maintaining it or serviceability becomes more important for them than you. But can there be a weightage? Now it is almost similar to your credits and the right? At the end of the semester you are getting semester progress index. At the end of the year you are getting cumulative progress index. Now how we are calculating the progress? Each course or each feature is having the weightage. Okay, so here weightage may vary from 10% to 20% or 60%. So you multiply your ranking with that weightage and come out with the calculation. That will help you to put your concepts into rank 1, 2, 3, 4. Or there might be 2 concepts which are having the equal rank. So what does this mean? You should maybe either develop both or combine both. When you are evaluating concept against various features, you know that this concept is more easy to ride on than this other concept. Well, another concept, concept C, is easy to manufacture, right? But concept D is costly to manufacture. Now, can you find out why this is easy to manufacture and why this another concept is easy to ride on? Can you combine those features together and come out with a better idea? Concept selection again is not finding the best idea, only one idea. The whole process, it's like a, again, divergent, convergent, and you are going to come out with the better and better and better options. So Rajat has two concepts. Of course, few more, okay, but I am just taking these two concepts, one based on the crab and another one based on the fish. And finally, he has one more which is based on the hen, and he said he selected the hen. Why hen? Actually, when you are designing a toy, which is most important aspect or the feature of a toy which kid will love, not you? Which is the most interesting feature? Playfulness is very general thing. It should be captivating. That motion is going to create some surprise. Okay, when that green fish moves, okay, when you see that motion, you know, being a designer, you know it is made in plastic, but the way it moves and the way it has captured that fishness of fish, it's so nice. You say, wow. That wow factor is like that. No? You are surprised. You are saying, wow, it's so nice. That inchworm is so simple, but then almost all the people I have shown that piece, they have exclaimed, wow, what a simple tool, but what a interesting expression it is having. So he has written this design brief, right? So there are must have and might have, and then there are some keywords. Can I give weightage to this appropriateness? Can I give weightage to ease to operate or the curiosity which it will bring in the minds of kids? Safety. So one toy or one device will be safer than the other. Then if you analyze that, why it is safer, can you incorporate that into your highest ranking concept? Curiosity, how you can, and this is your own feeling. The curiosity is a factor. The concept hey as it's satisfied, or it can be ranked. Actually, it can be ranked. You can use the 5-point grading, 7-point or 9-point grading scale, and rank. Is it really most curious or less curious? Right? And then that score can be used for finding the total maximum score. It will help you to find out all your concepts, what are the good features and what are the bad features. The good features can be further combined and create another super set of another good idea. And it is very much similar to our Tilottama. Have you heard about the mythological story about Tilottama? No. You can search. Okay? Tilottama was an apsara created by Brahma for some purpose. No? These apsaras were created for some purpose, like overtaking some demon or the Rakshasas. No? The Rakshasas are given some this thing, special power, and these apsaras could really take care and then result into a killing the again it is like a fight over the good and the bad. So Tilottama, the basic concept is very interesting. Tilottama, what does that mean? Meaning is Brahma created another apsara by taking teal equivalent, sesame equivalent of all beautiful ladies in the world. Okay, so what is good in this? What is good in that? What is good in that? Just imagine that I am picking up all good features of all beautiful ladies and creating Tilottama. And that is what designers also should take an approach. No? Your ideas are always quite good. Okay? But what is good of that idea or what is good in this concept? Can I combine that together and create a better one? So goal of concept selection is not to select the best one, to develop the best concept. Again, Ulrich has, in 3 sentences, is writing down the gist of what we are talking about. Okay? Combine and refine and combine and refine, and it is a continuous process.